Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Monday, 13 October 2025. I'm Bernard Chele, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. President Chamisa says lasting solution in Zimbabwe is through telling the truth about the 2023 elections. Geza calls for protest on Friday, the 17th of October. Farmers cry foul over unpaid money for grain deliveries. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. The Citizens President Advocate Nelson Chamisa said any lasting solution for Zimbabwe should start with telling the truth about the stolen 2023 elections that were condemned as not free and fair by SADC and international observer missions. Writing on social media, today Advocate Chamisa said the corruption, state capture, and suffering in Zimbabwe are symptoms of the stolen 2023 election and said the only solution to treat the symptoms is for citizens to demand a fresh, free and fair election in the country. We spoke to Senator Amai Wongai Tome to give us her thoughts on the matter.
I agree to what President Advocate Nelson Chamisa said today in his channel, Chamisa News channel, and his other social media handles. Yeah, the lasting solution indeed starts with telling the truth, like what Mtukudzi said. Tsvaka chaita musoro uteme, tsvaga chaita musoro ubande. Kwete kusimbirira mhopo iri pamusana yoone ziso rine mbonje. The source of these problems is indeed the stolen election. Yes, Zimbabweans are suffering because of corruption and state capture. We are losing billions to corruption annually, and this is causing untold suffering to the ordinary Zimbabwean citizen. These are indeed symptoms of the stolen 2023 election. We demand a free, fair, and credible election. We all know that Zimbabwe 2023 elections were marred by electoral fraud, manipulation, disinformation, and violence. Now, the key issues include voter suppression. There was late delivery of ballot boxes in the opposition strongholds, like in most urban areas. There was also disinformation campaigns, false narratives, manipulated videos, fake news were circulated as hard copies and soft copies. Social media platforms were awash with fake news. In the morning, we actually found a lot of posters telling us that there was no election, Yeah, and there was also a lot of media bias. The state-owned media outlets favored the ruling party, while private media faced harassment and intimidation. And some of the media houses were actually arrested. The illegitimacy of this election was supported by international observer missions, SADC, EU, Carter Center, to name just a few. Let's start by talking about the 2023 election. It is indeed the source of all these problems we are facing as a nation. The election was marred by organized violence and torture. Activists were abducted, tortured, and some killed. We lost Pastor Masai, Tinashe Chitsungi, More Blessing Ali, Mboneni Ncube. May their dear souls rest in peace. We also had activists who were abducted and tortured. Some were even raped. It's so unfortunate that some of the perpetrators are still roaming the streets willy-nilly without any action being taken against them. Zimbabwe can be great again, a great nation, the breadbasket of Africa, if we fix the problem of the stolen election. We continue to demand free, fair, and credible elections. I thank you.
Outspoken war veteran Comrade Blessed Bombshell Geza called for demonstrations to be held in Harare this coming Friday, the 17th of October 2025. Speaking to the nation last Saturday, Geza said citizens should gather in their numbers at Robert Mugabe Square in Harare from 8 a.m. to protest against state capture and corruption happening in Zimbabwe. Let's hear part of his speech.
All progressive Zimbabweans are gathering in the streets of Harare. We are demanding a complete stop to attempts to mend our constitution. Let's all come out to say no to a third term. Let's stand against ED for butchering our constitution. On Friday, 17th of October, fellow Zimbabweans, let's say no to state capture by Tagwire, Chivayo, and their fellows Gananda. Let's say no to the looting of our state resources when civil servants are poorly paid. Let's say no to state capture. Let's say no to the looting of billions of dollars when our people die in hospitals without medication, when our women give birth in open spaces. Taramba, nyika ino haisi ya Emerson, mudzimai wake kana zvakanaka. The government and the ruling ZANU-PF have been ensnared by the Zvigananda. This is no longer a ZANU-PF conference. It has devolved into a Zvigananda gathering, a facade to complete their hold on our state. Party the Zvigananda, they belong in prison. They've stolen our future. We'll confront this mess in Mtare. Fellow Zimbabweans, as we face Emerson in Mtare, let it be known that Zimbabweans from all walks of life will flood the streets of Harare on Friday, 17 October, demanding an end to Emerson tyrannical rule. I understand your concerns about security. Be rest assured, your safety will be paramount. And no Zimbabwean will face danger for exercising their constitutional right to protest. Zimbabweans, tawatise kochepasi rose because of Emerson. Zimbabweans from every corner of our land, prepare yourself to reclaim your country from Emerson's corrupt and oppressive regime. Let's claim back our country, and Friday, 17 October 2025 is the day Emerson should go. Thank you, Zimbabweans. See you on Friday in the streets of Harare. Amandla, Masimbakuan.
Stay with us when we will have reactions and comments from citizens later in this bulletin. Farmers in Chiredzi South are crying foul over government failure to pay the money for their produce. Chilonga community leader Alifson Chikutu told Citizens Movement Radio that farmers are yet to be paid for grain they sent to the Grain Marketing Board. He said delay in payments is making it difficult for farmers to buy inputs for the upcoming planting season. Chikutu said.
Tine kurwadziwa nekuda kwekuti mafamasi akaendesa mbeu dzavo dzavakarima kuGMB. Nanhasi uno varimi havasati vawana mari dzavo. Tarisa vamwe vava ne 3 months, vamwe 4 months vaendesa mapfunde avo. But nanhasi uno GMB inova hurumende yaifanira kunge yakatobhadhara vanhu. Asi until now vanhu vachiri kuchema. Takuda kutoenda land preparation varimi vasati vawana mari. Tinokumbira kuti hurumende ngaite zvunhu zvakarongeka because nema private companies anotenga mafunde akatobhadhara kare. Asi hurumende is a mother of the country, the mother of each and every institution in the country. Ndio yatofanira kutotanga kubhadhara. If you look, hurumende inenge ichitaura a lucrative money yaichabhadhara pamusoro pemafunde. Ande pakubhadhara, it's none. So ikombila ku government ayenje zviro zvingarongeka vanhu vala kutirisa timari tavona. Svesvi angane kulola nemwani murimi anzvela kufambisire 12 ton temavele. Aendesa 12 ton ari kuti iye akangokandirwa 460 US ndo yakakandwa. Chinoita kuti mari ikandwe in bits and pieces chii instead of kuti ingobhadhara kamwe. Hurumende ndiyo chunhu chine mari kudarika each and every institution because inogona kukwereta pama institution mamwe mari yotobhadhara vanhu. Chiri kutaridza kuti hurumende ipe vanhu mari dzavo in time chii. Tikuona kuti inyaya yechikorokoza hurumende ngasashandisa chikorokoza pakubhadhara varimi. Ngaipe vanhu. Hurumende inoti ine mari. Ngaipe vanhu mari yavo. Vanhu vagone kuishandisa in time. Kwete kuti munhu anotambudzika, umwe anosvika pakufa. Tine vanhu vakafa makore akadarika uko. Vamwe mari yakatengeswa mapfunde 5 to 6 years until now vasati vaiwana nekuda kwemaitiro ehurumende. So tinokumbira kuti hurumende haisi yanhingi. Nyange Smith akatofa akatobasiya mahurumende apa. Asi panguva yake aitofunga sokuti ndiye muridzi wehurumende. Hurumende ndeyedu tose. Ngatiitei kuti itinakire, zvitifambire zvakanaka. Vanhu ngavapiwe mari dzavo nguva ichiripo. Vagone kubhadharira vana maschool fees, kuita chii zvose. Izvi mari vanhu vanofanira kutozowana mari muna December. Mari yoshanda zvakanga isina kutarisirwa kuti ishande. Nokuda kuti yasvika panguva isiri iyo. So tinokumbira hurumende irongeke. Ndofunga tine maminista, tine makabinet. Ndozvo zvavanofanira kuronga. Haikona kuti vanhu vanogara mumatare imomo mumakabinet asi vachironga zvinhu zvisingapi vanhu pfungwa dzakanaka kuti zvinonakira vanhu.
A senior opposition official, Senator Timba, has condemned plans by ZANU-PF to extend Mr. Mnangagwa's term in office, using the excuse that a 2-year extension to Mnangagwa's rule would be to make up for time lost during the COVID-19 pandemic. Calling it absurd, Senator Timba said the pandemics, droughts and other crises are part of a journey in leadership during their tenures that are with the Constitution. He added that leadership is measured by what you achieve within your term, not by how long you stretch it.
I've heard some say the president's term should be extended by 2 years to make up for the COVID period. But every leader governs through challenges. Droughts, pandemics, and crises are part of the national journey. The Constitution does not grant extensions for convenience. It grants mandates from the people, and those mandates have limits. Leadership is measured by what you achieve within your term, not by how long you can stretch it.
At least 42 people, including a 10-month-old baby, were killed on Sunday after a cross-border bus they were in plunged off an embankment on the N1 highway near Makado, formerly known as Louis Trichardt. The dead are mostly from Zimbabwe and others from Malawi. Authorities said the bus was traveling from Gibeka in Port Elizabeth to Harare and onwards to Malawi when it crashed after driving through barriers at a sharp curve. Let's get a full report on the said development.
It's a very concerned Barbara Creecy, the Minister of Transport, who has left the scene just a short distance from where we are. We are now at the Makado Hospital, where we understand that 13 of the injured from yesterday's crash late in the afternoon of Sunday were hospitalized. We've just been told right now that 6 of those 13 have been discharged. The Minister of Transport, the ambassador to South Africa from Zimbabwe, the High Commissioner from Malawi, the Premier and the MEC of Transport have now convened in a room next to where I am. They are just getting a brief as to those discharged and those who are still hospitalized. What's going to happen, Bravuyo, from here? The delegation is going to move into the wards and visit those who are still at this specific hospital, which is Makado Hospital. I said in the beginning, Bravuyo, it's a very concerned Minister of Transport. She says this is a corridor, you would understand. It's not far from where the Beit Bridge, which connects South Africa to Zimbabwe. Her concerns stem from this, Bravuyo. She says the bus was certified to carry at least 60 passengers, but preliminary investigations show that it was carrying over 90 passengers when that accident occurred. And what concerns her the most is that the distance from Gqeberha to Limpopo, the bus was stopped at least once, she was told. And she says this will form part of an investigation as to where was the bus stopped and what were the questions asked. And surely road traffic officials couldn't have let this bus go through that roadblock or that stop, as it were. We're not sure as yet where this bus was stopped and checked by traffic officials, but those are questions we'll be asking the traffic officials who are here and the transport officials who are here. She's calling for accountability. We understand that the bus is from Zimbabwe, and the ambassador spoke to us earlier and said they have been in touch with the bus company and they will be conducting an investigation to find out that from the passenger list which they received from Gqeberha, why is it that the bus had over 90 passengers. What we know for now is that 6 people from this hospital, 6 out of the 13 which were hospitalized here, have been discharged. We're not sure as yet, Pravuyo, as the breakdown of those the nationalities of those who passed on yesterday. But what we're told is that the meeting that's taking place right now, there will be a briefing afterwards to break down those numbers in terms of how many are injured and which country they were from. What we know this far is that the bus was occupied by both Malawian nationals and Zimbabwean nationals. Pravuyo.
The burial of the late MP for Kulumane, Honorable Desire Moyo, will take place at Lady Stanley Cemetery in Bulawayo on Thursday. Honorable Moyo died last Friday morning after the car that he and other MPs were traveling in hit an elephant. Mourning continues for him by citizens who are gathered at his home in Kulumane. May his soul rest in peace. The death of Nkulumane Member of Parliament Honorable Desire Moyo has raised questions over citizens seeking answers from the police and the Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority. Among them asking is the leader of the Research Institute of Zimbabwe, Senator Felix Mafasibanda, who said he's still waiting for a full statement in investigation from both the police and wildlife authorities regarding what happened to the elephant and how it ended up on the road before the accident. Let's hear him speak.
But there are pressures that are coming to me. One of them is the accident that is purported happened in Shangani, where one of the members of parliament, Desire Moyo, lost his life. As the Research Institute of Zimbabwe, we have been approached by people to ascertain whether this was a foul play or an accident that is beyond reproach. People are asking, where is that elephant? There's been silence about the wildlife collusion with members of parliament near Shangani, and we have not heard anything from the wildlife department whether that elephant died, injured, or has been followed or identified. So as researchers, sometimes we always take things for granted that it is natural, but now some sections of Zimbabweans are asking the authenticity of that accident, because up to now, Parliament, it would appear, has not even said anything about that accident in material. And the wildlife management, which is a very critical component of our GDP, have not even commented about that beast that caused that tragic death of Honorable Desire Moyo. Could we, as a civil society, we as Zimbabweans, ask for more accountability via Parliament, Wildlife Department, and Campfire? This is a serious undertaking as far as we are concerned under risk. I thank you.
US President Donald Trump has declared that the war between Hamas and Israel is over. He made these comments while addressing Israel lawmakers this morning. His comments comes at a time when Hamas released the remaining 20 living hostages and Israel releasing hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. The development will also see world leaders gather in Egypt for the summit that will see the signing of peace agreements between the two warring nations. Protests against President Andry Rajoelina's government in Madagascar have escalated since late September 2025. In the latest development, has seen some elite soldiers joining the demonstrators. This unit of soldiers has said it is in control over the armed forces. Rajoelina has accused the military of an illegal power grab and attempted coup without providing any evidence. He remains in Antananarivo and is scheduled to address the nation this evening. Back to our top story, we spoke to citizens to hear their thoughts on Comrade Geza calling for Friday's protests against state capture and corruption.
Hello, citizens. Hello, champions. Tony Shawa here. Well, we have heard that Comrade Blessed Geza has called for protests on Friday against state capture and corruption, and we support that. Somehow, anyone who has a positive mind, who wants to fight for the country, we do support them. But we remain firm on supporting President Nelson Chamisa. And anything else that may come with the others, we do support. Yes, we do support, because all of us are suffering at the end of the day. But we know what is the alternative. Because I still carry the same problems that I've had in the past. That Comrade Geza is totally, totally has a bias on Comrade Chiwenga, which brings a bit of a problem, because us, when we suggest President Chamisa to be the one, is because of the 2018 and the 2023 elections. Both elections he won, and it is his right to be in his position. So even if they are going to put an interim government, we would call for a level playing field in the elections, and people choose what they want. And we are so much sure that in a free and fair election, Nelson Chamisa will always emerge a success, because we don't want to have somebody imposed on us. It is a good idea. The protest is a good idea. But the background of this thing, that's where we continue to have a problem, whereby they are pushing for the general to be there unelected. You see, we would rather that people protest, and if anything happens, that maybe Mnangagwa is no longer there, and perhaps, an interim government. Then after an interim government, then maybe people can fix the reforms and stuff, and then do elections just after a few years, maybe after 2 years. Then go for elections, free and fair elections, and then people of Zimbabwe get to choose who they want without anybody putting them under pressure, without anybody having to force them. So Zimbabweans, we support the protest. We support the protest, but we just don't like the background of the protest. We want Comrade Geza to be a little bit more unbiased when it comes to this, because these guys have got power. Yeah, these guys have got power. They've got information. So we don't want to repeat the 2017 situation whereby Comrade Chiwenga took power and gave it to someone. No. If power is taken, then there has to be an election. There has to be an interim government. Then after that, there has to be an election. If he walks along that path, I believe that many Zimbabweans are going to support him, and many Zimbabweans will come out in their drones and support the protest. That's what I believe.
I am Lemton Mwanaka, an ex-political prisoner and a political activist. I do support the protests against state capture and corruption. As citizens of Zimbabwe, we demand immediate arrest and persecution of individuals involved in grand corruption and state capture, including Tagwirei and Chivayo. The protests must result in full independent audit of public funds and natural resource contracts. The protests are a response to the failed government of Mnangagwa, corruption, economic mismanagement, and human rights abuses. Mnangagwa is the chief of the corrupt government that has looted the country's resources. Next, he is going to loot the oxygen we are breathing. In fact, he started looting the oxygen of other citizens long ago, using his security agents to deprive of opposition members to breathe the oxygen. Murdering people. Zimbabweans are struggling with high levels of poverty and unemployment. Mnangagwa's widespread corruption and coronism have led to the mismanagement of public funds and resources. As citizens of this troubled country, we demand respect for our rights and freedoms. We are expecting the protest to draw attention to these issues and push for change in Zimbabwe's failed governance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mazwangindaba, and I come from Bulawayo, from a place called Pumla East, Emadonkini, if you like. So today I'm here to heed to the clarion call from Comrade Bombshell Blessed Keza that on the 17th of October 2025, let's all come to Harare at Robert Mugabe Square, where we are going to demonstrate against state capture and corruption. This message is directed to the uniformed forces of Zimbabwe. I'm talking of Zimbabwe Republic Police as well as Zimbabwe National Army. Ladies and gentlemen in uniform, please take a step back and allow us to demonstrate constitutionally against this corrupt and inept government. Do not unleash violence and terror against unarmed civilians. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that these demonstrations, they work to your advantage. Do not forget that you are the least paid in the SADC region, together with the other civil servants. The salaries that you get is utter disrespect. And this is high time that we restore your dignity. As I'm talking to you, nobody is spared from water shortages, electricity, load shedding, poor health care, unemployment, substandard education for our children, you name it. By right, all civil servants in Zimbabwe should be able to mortgage decent homes, buy decent cars, afford funeral policies and life insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that this has got nothing to do with any political party. Regardless of your political affiliations, this is affecting all Zimbabweans. The youth of Zimbabwe, I'm urging you to stand up and say enough is enough. You saw the Al Jazeera documentary on how corruption has brought us here, on how corruption has led our economy into ICU. For how long are we going to keep quiet and allow some people to mutilate and bastardize our constitution to suit their evil and selfish agendas? Ladies and gentlemen, let's all meet in Harare and demand accountability from this government. Since 1980, 45 years later, the time is now. Let's peacefully meet in Harare to show this government that we are tired of it and that we deserve better. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I will meet you in Harare in a few days' time on the 17th of October 2025. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to me, and hope that we meet in a new great Zimbabwe. Thank you so much.
Maswera sei vana vezimbabwe, maswera sei tichisangana panguva ino yenhau tichikurukura mashoko aageza, asi tisati tapinda munyaya ageza, regai ndingo pa mashoko enyaradzo kune hama dzakarasikirwa nevadikani vavo kune njodzi yakaitika kuSouth Africa kuPolokwane. Tinonzwa kuti kune vanhu vakashayika, vanhu kuZimbabwe nevanhu kuMalawi. Ndinonzwa kurwadziwa zvikuru nekuti ihama dzedu dzaiedzawo kutsvaga pokudyawo kurarama nemhuri,
asi tsaona yakauya ikatora upenyu vevamwe vakatorwa upenyu, almost about 43 vanhu vakafira mutsaona iyoyo yebhasi raibva kuPort Elizabeth rakananga kuHarare. Ndine urombo zvikuru kune mhuri dzose dzarasikirwa nana mai nana baba. Mwari vakunyaradzei zvikuru sa panguva ino yakaoma kudai. Mwari vakunyaradzei zvikuru hama dzangu, zvinhu zvinorwadza. Vamwe vasiya vana mai, vamwe vasiya vana, vamwe vasiya vana vaduku chaivo. Tinonzwa kurwadziwa zvikuru uye ndoti Mwari vakunyaradzei. Tinomira nemi pakumanhamo nematambudziko nesituation yamakatarisana nayo kune hama dzose dzarasikirwa nevadikani vadzo. Ndoti Mwari vakunyaradzei zvikuru hama dzangu. Mwari vakunyaradzei zvikuru. Inguva yakaoma, zvinhu zvisingagamuchirike, but ngatingotambirei nokuti hatina zvatingaite tiri vanhu, tinosvika patinopererwa, but Mwari vakunyaradzei. Thank you very much. Mwari vakuitei zvakanaka hama dzangu. Tinotenda zvikuru. Nyaya yavageza inyaya inosiririsa zvikuru, yakataurwa navageza, inyaya inotirwadza sevana vemuZimbabwe. Inyaya yokuti tinotadza kuziva kuti nyika yedu ino vatungamiriri here. Ko mamembers of parliament vanoona zvinhu zvakadai zvichiitika, vari kumiririra vagari vemuZimbabwe here kana kuti vakumiririra zvido zvavo? Vari kumirira zvido zvavamunangagwa here kana kuti zvido zvevana vavo? Where is our members of parliament who are elected to be representing the people of Zimbabwe in parliament? But they are quiet. Kana uori wakadai huchiitika, but maparliamentary they just keep quiet. Tinoda kuti maparliamentary asimudze voice nenyaya yehuori iri kuitika muZimbabwe, nenyaya yehuori iri kuitika muZimbabwe. Nyika haizi nyika yekwaMunangagwa, nyika haizi nyika yeZanu PF. Kana wakaenda muparliament ukaelektwa muparliament, hazvireva kuti wakaenda kunoita zvido zvepolitical party yako. Hauende kunoita zvido zvepolitical party, hauende kunoita zvido zvekumba kwako, hauende kunoita zvido zveshamwari dzako, but unoenda kunomiririra vana vemuZimbabwe, unomiririra zvizvarwa zveZimbabwe zvakusarudza kuti uende mudare reparliament. Mosimudza maishu ekuvaka nyika, mosimudza maishu ekuti nyika yedu ienderere mberi. Hazvigone kuti maparliamentary munotarisa zvihuori huchiitwa musingataure, and we just keep quiet as if you are not representing the people of Zimbabwe. Please, members of parliament, kana muri muparliament, siyanai nezvematongerwo enyika, siyanai nezvemapato amunobva, endai munoshandira vana veZimbabwe, muraise maissues ari kuitika, ari concerned nenyika yeZimbabwe. Nyika yeZimbabwe iri kurutwa naNatagurei, but you are quiet. Nyika yeZimbabwe iri kurutwa, president vari kuruta nyika yeZimbabwe nemhuri yavo, but you are quiet. What are you doing in parliament? Members of parliament, what are you doing? You are just sleeping and debating zvido zvavamunangagwa.
Now let's take a look at our sports news on Citizens Movement Radio. The men's senior national soccer team, the Warriors, are in action this evening. The Warriors play against Lesotho at 6 p.m. at Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane, South Africa, for their last World Cup qualifier. Both Lesotho and Zimbabwe are already out of contention for qualification of the World Cup. Warriors coach Michael Nee said they are using the match to prepare for AFCON tournament in December. 21-year-old Coco Gauff beat fellow American Jessica Pegula 2-0 in the Wuhan women's tennis final yesterday in China. Still in China, Valentin Vacherot from Monaco beat Frenchman Arthur Randenek 2-1 in the Shanghai men's final yesterday. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio news, here are the headlines once more. President Chamisa says lasting solution in Zimbabwe is through telling the truth about the 2023 elections. Geza calls for protest on Friday, the 17th of October. Farmers cry foul over unpaid money for grain deliveries. The news on CMRI English was brought to you by Bernard Chele. Me and the whole team wishes you all a wonderful evening. Hope you had a good weekend. Good night to you all. Meet me again another news bulletin.